Come with us where the corn is popped and the throwback Thursdays never stop. It's a magical land not far away. All you have to do is just press play.
So
hop on the couch and close your eyes. Gonna party like it's 99. Join us, watch the movies of our lives with Blockbuster Wives.
Welcome to Blockbuster Wives, where your two favorite 90s babies talk about movies from the era of a certain blue and yellow video rental store. I'm your host with the most late fees, Shea Baby.
And I'm Stacy, not always kind, but I always rewind.
Welcome to
Blockbuster Wives. We're so happy to be back. We apologize for lying to you last episode saying we were going to bring you Angels in the Outfield, but weirdly, it is not available for streaming anywhere.
Yeah, which I thought it would absolutely be on Amazon or Disney Plus. Like, we were certain that it would be somewhere, and it wasn't, which sucks because that shows that not a lot of people look for it, you know?
Yeah, and we searched high, we searched low, and my friend offered to buy me the DVD at least, but I was like, I don't want to watch a movie that our listeners can't watch easily, so we decided to just skip it. We were also reeling from Supreme Court decision that was very sad face. It was just not the vibes.
Bad day. And it was also the exact day that my EP came out, so that was fucking great. But, you know.
But it's there to lift your spirits. In particular, the last song, Free. It'll get those vibes back up if you need a little pick-me-up of Shea's music. And again, that's Seasons Volume 2 by Shea. Find it on every music streaming platform. It's amazing.
What a plug queen. I love you for that. Thank you so much.
No, I just speak the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, we definitely celebrated. We also mourned, obviously. But, you know, we have faith and we have hope that things will change.
So our Mesquite trip was perfectly planned. We got to have some fun in the sun with our gals. And
by gals, we mean gal.
Yeah, one other gal.
And what's that guy's name? Oh, now I can't remember his name. The guy that taught me how to smoke a cigar. Patrick. Sweet Patrick.
Yeah, Shea was wearing a gold suit at the casino, which of course attracted everybody's attention.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was gifted a cigar that none of us knew how to smoke.
0%.
Shea first tried to tear off the end rather than cutting it.
Well, what do I look like? James Gandolfini? I'm not gonna have a cigar cutter on, keep that motherfucking thing on me.
So she ripped off an end and started smoking it. And then Sweet Patrick came up and said, "You're smoking it out of the wrong end, honey."
And I was like, what do I look like? How would I know? He and I had a very great back and forth. He was like a cool uncle that shit on me, but expected me to shit on him back. And it was very mutual, very cool. He respected my swag, although he did say straight up, he said, "I know you must love yourself a lot because you're wearing pajamas in public."
No, he said he could tell we were from out of town because you were wearing your pajamas to the casino.
Oh, yeah, something like that. I don't know. I was on a cigar high, but either way, shouts out to you, Patrick.
And the advice was actually good. It was simple to the point. He wasn't going on. He wasn't accompanying it with a million stories. It was honestly a very good, straightforward, here's your cigar lesson. See you later.
Totally. And he was wearing a leather vest, you know, I knew I could trust him. I felt safe in his embrace. It was very Lana Del Rey ride steez.
It was. He was our little cigar angel.
Yeah, he was so sweet. I love him. Again, love you, Patrick, wherever you are.
Wherever you may be in Mesquite.
Yeah.
But I was about to tell Shea before we started recording, but I figured I might as well share it here. I went to a reproductive rights protest here in town, and as I was walking, holding my little sign that said abort SCOTUS, a dude came up to me and tried to tear the sign out of my hand.
Murder.
My first reaction was, I said, "No touchy." It was Emperor's New Groove, yes. I said, "No touchy," and yanked it out of his hands, instinctively. And he was sorry, you're just not raising it high enough. And I literally said,
"Are you fucking kidding me?
We are at a bodily autonomy protest, and you are telling me what to do with my body and sign? Is this really happening?"
The audacity of fucking men is unbelievable. At that event specifically.
event. And he goes, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I'm so fired up, you know? Like, I'm just so mad. And
Yeah,
I
then
was
keep
like,
your own fuckhole to yourself, you fucking idiot.
and I was like, I don't listen to no man telling me what to do, especially not today.
Especially not today, especially here, especially a random fucking loser.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, bruh?
So he saw the rage in my eyes and scurried away, and we
Good.
didn't have to deal with him. But I just cracked up that my first reaction was the line that I saw in Emperor's New Groove.
No touchy.
No touchy.
David Spade would be so proud. He would be so fucking
It was
proud.
literally the first thing that sprung into my mind as I was bodily yanking this sign away from this man, because he like snatched for it hard. Like if I hadn't had the reflexes, he would have like stolen my sign. It was crazy.
I am just like, I've been extra disgusted by men lately, but that would have sent me over. I would have raged like if I actually saw that IRL. That would not be good. I'm glad I wasn't there, because you know how I get, and that wouldn't be a fun sitch.
It was alarming. It really was. So a bit of advice, gents, if you're going to support people protesting for their reproductive rights, don't steal their signs and tell them how to protest. Just a thought.
Yeah. We shouldn't have to fucking say that at all. It's insane.
But it is now said and no one has an excuse. But other than that, how you been?
Been pretty good. I'm kind of still like riding the wave of people, listening to EP. Have a couple interviews this week, which is cool. And just kind of trying to take a break before starting the next one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Working, doing my thing.
Working for the man.
Working for the man. Bleh, but whatever.
We got bills to pay. What can we do?
Exactly. Oh, and I've been watching a lot of cool movies, like the one that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, Shay, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about the beautiful, the amazing, the underrated, in my opinion, Eddie's $1 Million Cookoff, which is a Disney Channel original movie, aka DCOM, baby.
Now you know the lingo all the Zoomers are using. DCOM is Disney Channel original movie.
And it's honestly like the foundation of, I don't know, my love for film, I guess. Because like Disney Channel would release a new movie every 2-3 months, and it was like a Disney Channel original movie. We got excited to watch it. It was always a different theme, always different characters, super diverse. I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. But this movie is really, really good, and I'm so glad that we kind of started off on this pretty early on.
Yeah, and don't quote me on this, but I think in the heyday of DCOMs, they were coming out once a month.
Once a month,
Every month there would be a new one.
That would make sense. That would make, yeah. I don't know how they did it.
Incredible. Just little movie factories somewhere.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. Should we do a summary or corporate bullshit?
Why don't we do summary first, then corporate bullshit? Do you want to do the summary?
Sure. Okay. So Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off is about a kid named Samuel. Just kidding. His name's Eddie. He's on a baseball team that isn't doing so well, and he's the only good player. And so his dad is stoked that his son is such a good player. He wants him to go to college on a baseball scholarship. He's like heavy pushing baseball on Eddie. But Eddie has a different love, and that is of cooking. He just wants to cook. Like you have scenes of him watching cooking like it's the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. So Eddie's torn between these two loves because he doesn't want his friends to know that he likes something as ghastly as cooking. And so you see him like struggling to like do all of his baseball stuff and do his cooking stuff, and it all comes to a head when a cooking competition and a baseball tournament fall on the same day.
Dun, dun, dun.
And he has to decide which one he's gonna choose.
That was a great summary.
Thanks.
That was really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it left me on the edge of my seat, even though I literally watched it today. Love that fucking movie so much. So, if we want to do
lay some facts on me, some corporate bullshit.
All right. So, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off debuted on Disney Channel July 18th, 2003. So, came out this month, 19 years ago?
Post 9/11, as I always like to say.
It was post 9/11, 2 years post. It was 85 minutes, so close to the perfect time.
So quick.
So close. And it was filmed in New Zealand, of all places.
Excuse
Isn't that random?
me?
Yeah.
What was the budget?
I don't know because I was looking it up, and the budget said it was $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. But then, I'm not kidding. I will show it to you. It said that the gross total of how much they made was... I wrote it down, but I deleted it because I was like, this is hilarious. It was like... basically like $30 billion. I was like, that is not... Or it was like 30 or 300 billion. And I was like, okay.
It's like
so
Dr.
there's a
Evil.
typo.
$300 billion.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll show it to you. It's on Wikipedia.
Wow, Wikipedia, get your shit together.
I know, I'm like,
we
I trusted
rely
you.
on the fine researchers of Wikipedia for
Really?
this information. If we can't trust them, who can we trust?
Straight the fuck up. I was like, now I'm questioning everything. This is my one source that I use for like most things. But anyway, it was directed by a dude named Paul Hoen, I believe, Hoen. He also, I did a little bit of deep diving on this too. He directed DCOM classics such as You Wish. You guys know that one. That one is starring AJ Trouth, who is Twitty from Even Stevens, Shia LaBeouf's best friend. Lelaine, who plays Miranda in Lizzie McGuire and Spencer Breslin. I don't know what else he's in. Like a weird Christmas movie? Anyways.
Fucking Spencer.
Whatevs.
It's always something with that guy.
He directed True Confessions, if you guys remember that movie. Heart-wrenching, beautiful film. Shia LaBeouf. Very, very good. Luck of the Irish.
Okay. So excited for our Luck of the Irish episode.
Me too. Some episodes of Even Stevens. And other than DCOM or like Disney Channel stuff, he directed a bunch of episodes of My Cousin Skeeter. Do you remember that show? Mm-hmm. Anyways, I know that whole theme song. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Ooh, I was very into them.
And Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Great fucking show as well. And those are just a few. Just to name a couple of those.
Hitmaker.
Yeah, but he's lit. And then I saw something about High School Musical 2, but then when I looked up actual High School Musical 2, it didn't have him as the director because it's Kenny Ortega. Anyway, it's just like a sus situation. So I was like,
His
maybe
whole
not.
Wikipedia page is sus. Do you think he's editing it to be like, my movie made $300 billion?
Happening? I don't know. It was very odd. Like maybe he was just like a producer or something and it wasn't listed on that Wikipedia. But anyway, all the things that I named just now, he actually did direct. And yeah, those are mostly the big facts, the corporate bullshit. But I thought that was so like one guy directing all those cool fucking movies and like directing episodes of Even Stevens. That's so
jealous.
sick. I know, so sick. But yeah.
Yeah, so what were your overall thoughts? Do you have notes you want to talk about or just vibes?
Yeah, like, first of all, I don't relate to him on like oh no, baseball or cooking, but like watching this movie reignited my, well, not reignited, but like it really, I don't know. It reminded me how much I love cooking too. And like what I love about the show, or the movie I should say, is that he doesn't ever really use a recipe, like the whole movie. And that's like my biggest piece of advice when I'm like talking to anyone about cooking and they're asking me a question. I'm like, go based on how you feel. Like, most of the time, don't even use a recipe. Just go based on your feelings and see if it works. And it usually does.
Oh, yeah. Eddie's is a big vibes cook. Like, he does what feels right.
Yeah.
It makes that bomb-looking purple sauce.
I was just about to say that barbecue shit. I want to try that shit so fucking bad. And that peanut butter jelly smoothie.
That looked gross to me, I'll be honest.
No. Oh,
yeah.
I'm
I'm not a big PB&J fan.
I love PB&J, but not grape jelly.
Oh,
this is where this is where I draw the line, people.
You should see Shay's face right now.
I'm like, not grape jelly.
She's staring at me with such intensity.
No, like it has to be like raspberry or strawberry. Period.
You're a red jelly supremacist. I
you know
get
what?
it.
I am, because I don't really like lemon or orange.
Wait, lemon? Is lemon an option?
Yeah.
Lemon jelly?
Yeah.
Never seen such a
You
thing.
haven't?
No.
Like lemon jam?
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not a big jam. I'm just not a big jam person
Okay,
in general.
that
so
makes
like,
sense.
I'm pretty newbie, and I actually fucking love grape jelly. So.
You know, a lot of people do. I just, for some, and I don't dislike the taste of it. I just, Well, I guess I don't dislike, I don't know. I just hardcore prefer the other two that I just mentioned, and that's it. But I love PB&J. Hardcore. Uncrustables. You've never tried one, have you?
Yeah. I've never had an Uncrustable.
I cannot believe you've never tried one.
Here's the thing. I am so cheap that I cannot stomach paying those bastards that much for a fucking PB&J.
Well, I'm going to buy you one so we can try. But, well, no, they have grape jelly ones, actually. My favorite are the strawberry ones, obviously. I don't know what. This is going to become like an hour-long conversation. We're talking about strawberry
I'm like, so
jelly.
when you were 3.
But actually, I have a great story about Uncrustables. You know what story I'm talking about. Really quick. Sorry, guys, but I need to tell the story. It's one of my favorite things ever. How can I consolidate this? Okay. When I was in high school, I had never smoked weed before, and my friend group, who was all pretty much older than I was, they were all stoners, lol. Which is so funny to think about, like little 15 and 16-year-old stoners. Wild. Anyway, so the first time I ever smoked was at this dude's house with all my friends for my band group, whatever. And I smoked out of something different. Like each person brought something different to smoke out of. So I smoked out of like an apple, a water bong, a pipe.
Was that like the point of the party?
Like it wasn't even a party.
Oh.
Was it like a potluck?
It was a gathering just to get me high. It was like a ceremony.
And everyone just incidentally brought different smoking implements?
They all knew, okay, Shay's never smoked before. We're all going to get her fucked. They all brought something different to smoke out of, and they all brought a different bag of fast food.
Damn.
Yeah. So I got lit. And all I remember, I was so high. All I remember from the whole night is me swimming in the pool and feeling like there was a shark following me, which is really weird. And then all I remember after that is waking up, and I was on a beanbag chair with my homie Jeremy. We both fell asleep, and I heard a bunch of like crinkling, and I'm finally able to like open my eyes, and I'm in a sea of Uncrustables wrappers. A fucking sea. Who knows how many I ate? But I was clearly Gonzo Supreme, and I ate like a shit ton of Uncrustables.
Yeah.
Also, whose house has that many Uncrustables? That's fucking cool.
The rich people we went to high school with.
Shit. You're right. They
probably got the Costco pack.
And this guy, his parents weren't even home. Like his dad is a musician, and his mom was like, who knows where. So like
being rich and hot somewhere else.
Exactly. So we were just chilling. Anyway.
I love that vibe.
Me too.
Well, I had a very strong and unexpected reaction to this movie.
Really?
Because as I was watching it, I thought, if you wanted to write a movie about a kid finding out about his sexuality, discovering he's queer, he or she, or they are queer, you would write this movie because you couldn't get away with writing a straightforward queer story.
Totally.
Not at this time. Disney would not have allowed it.
Yep.
But if you just substitute being queer for liking cooking,
yep.
Bam, you've got yourself like a whole queer story.
I totally thought of the same thing because he could have gotten outed by his friend who was a girl. I don't remember what her name was, Heather or something. And she didn't. She
I think
knew.
It's Haley.
Haley? Okay. Yeah, she knew. She didn't tell anybody. She was always just like quietly supportive and kind of like helped him hide it and was like, see, very cute. But I know, yeah, I can totally see that. That's
right, like
awesome.
terrified dad will find out. What will people say? Like they're attacking my masculinity. Like no one can find out. This isn't normal. I was like, whoa, this is totally a queer story. That they're just like, oh, it's not that he's gay. It's that he likes cooking.
Like cooking, wink, wink.
Exactly. It's like, we all know what that's a metaphor for.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's got bullies like intimidating him into like, you better be normal. Like you're not allowed to be queer.
Yeah. His friend, DB.
God, he's a lame ass friend. Stands for douchebag.
And also, I need to say, that is also some like, oh, I'm also gay, but I have to like hide it. Like, the doll thing that they brought up.
Oh yeah, he's like, I can't play with dolls, and his friend's like, you do like playing with dolls. And he's like,
he's just like, ah! And he's just like, but clearly he was He doth protest too much.
And so I tried Googling this to see, like, is this like a well-known thing? And I only found one blog post from a queer writer who was like, I've got to tell everybody that this movie's like queer as fuck. And like, but that was the only thing I found. So I hope we can spread the gospel of Eddie's $1 Million Cookoff being a very early Disney queer story.
And I love that for Disney. I mean, that's 2003. Like, they would not have gotten away with that. Even now, they barely had a slight pecking scene in a cartoon recently, and people are like freaking out about it. So, but anyway, I think it's really great, and I think the support that he received at the end of the movie is really enlightening and just really beautiful. I love this movie so much.
Okay, I have a shit ton of notes.
Yeah, please.
Them. Okay.
Holy.
So, so graphics department with the screen title was amazing. It was like fucking Microsoft like art tools from that time. It's so cool. I thought the coach looked really familiar, but then I looked him up and he was in a bunch of random credits that I didn't recognize. Did you think the coach looked familiar?
The dad?
Yes.
So he's in, the only thing I know that he's in a very small scene of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the original one. From like 1989.
Yeah, I did see that, and I was like, I don't remember him.
Yeah, he's like in the very... I remember because I watched this movie 1,000 times, but he like... The next door neighbor, they were supposed to go on a fishing trip, and the dad was like, sorry. He's just in it at the very beginning, basically, and leaves.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, no, it's mad familiar, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. And then when they introduce Orlando, what's his last name?
Brown.
Orlando Brown's character, which we talked about in the last episode, like how his life went. The first scene you see him and he's like bug-eyed, like acting wild, like trying to tackle people. And I was like, oh no.
I think this might have been the start of when all the trouble really happened. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I felt the chaos emanating from him, and I was like, oh no.
I know what you're and honestly, like, it was weird because at the very beginning, he was like talking differently than he did the rest of the movie. He was like very aggressive and, like you said, bug-eyed and like it. So I wonder if they like filmed that towards the end because they do that sometimes.
That's true. Yeah, I was just like, whoa, he's coming on really strong. Yeah. I did love that it was a co-ed team.
Me too.
I liked that.
Because that's not typical at all.
Especially in baseball, I feel like it's very gendered and weird. Even though it doesn't need to be at that age. Really at any age. I have a very controversial take that there should be no gender separating of sports. I can go on and on about it.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Anyway. So did you notice what the Haley girl, like what she has been in lately? Did she look familiar to you?
No.
So yeah, the friend is from the hit Netflix series A Christmas Prince, or A Prince for Christmas. I think it's called A Christmas Prince.
Oh, I haven't watched any of those Netflix Christmas movies.
They're great. Brent and I are obsessed. There's 3 of them. And he clocked it first. He's like, wait, is that the girl from A Christmas Prince or whatever? And I was like, oh my God, it is. And she looks exactly the same.
Oh, she does?
She looks
she's so cute.
The same. She's gorgeous. But I was like, wow, she's still acting. She's been at this for a while.
And to be in Netflix Christmas films, that's like some Lifetime shit. You know
especially a trilogy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Come on.
That's so dope.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Eddie dogs. Whoo, I want some.
Okay.
I need some.
I still think I know the ingredients for the Eddie dogs.
Okay, lay it on us.
Okay. So it's a bun, of course, a hot dog, but the hot dog has to be long. He puts on ketchup and mustard, relish, jalapenos, like a cherry tomato that's like cut in half, sauerkraut, and horseradish. And I was like, that's interesting. I would like to try that at some point. I mean, that would be like Bad Breath City, but like, you know.
And spicy meatball.
Spicy meatball.
But
yeah, he goes, jalapenos, because we're men, or something like that. And I was like, starting already.
See, he is setting the tone at the beginning. He's an acceptable masculine man, and he can only get away with making hot dogs because they're manly, because of jalapenos. It all ties together.
I love that, like, he's seen as like a professional chef just because he's like throwing sauerkraut over his shoulder. Oh yeah, and like artfully dropping the ingredients, like, wow, like Salt Bae. Yes, exactly. He is original like hot dog bae. They should have seen me at Quiznos. Oh, they would have ruined the day. Just kidding. I wasn't like that at Quiznos. That would have been cool though. That would have been cool. So you get the first tension in the movie when the dad is like,
you have to be good at baseball because a college recruiter is going to come watch our games and they're only going to be interested in you because everyone else sucks. So like they're really here for you. So you have to play really good. And I was like, would a college recruiter come watch high school games?
Not only, they're in middle school. They're in 8th grade.
Okay. Yeah, there's no way they'd be scouting 8th graders, right?
No.
If you're a baseball head and we're wrong, email us at blockbusterwives@gmail.com. But I just can't see a college recruiter being like, I'm going to go to the local middle school. If there is one, they're a pervert and they're under false pretenses.
100. And also, it never gets brought up again, does it?
No.
It only gets brought up at that one, because he's like, are you sure you want to be on this team? And then it's never brought up a fucking again. So funny.
And then it's after that day that you see Eddie go home and he's laying on the couch and he is watching the celebrity chef, Bobby Flay, make something, and it's like he's never seen anything like it in his life. Like it's like he's never seen anybody cook. Like the shots of his face, he's like, whoa. Like for everything that Bobby Flay does, it's actually hysterical.
It is funny. And you know what? They look similar.
They do. That's why I wrote, this kid kind of looks like Bobby Flay.
He probably saw himself a lot in Bobby Flay and was like, I must become.
I literally wrote down too, has he never seen an egg cracked? Because there's a scene where Bobby Flay cracks an egg and he's like,
he's obsessed with the one hand crack, which I will admit is not the easiest thing to do. But like,
it's also not that hard.
No, but you know, maybe when you're 14, that seems like the coolest fucking thing in the world. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and fast forward, do you remember at the end where his dad does the one egg crack?
Yes.
Another like queer nod, maybe? Like, maybe me too?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was picking up a lot of signals.
And there was a little queer moment between him and his co-coach for a second. They like hugged and they had like an intimate moment and they're like, oh, we mustn't. So I was like,
And then there was another scene where Eddie's washing the chicken and I wrote controversial.
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh my God. What's your stance on washing chicken?
I don't care what anyone else does. I don't usually, unless it's like extra, like unless I need to pat it dry, you know what I mean, for like a certain recipe or whatever, then I'll like rinse it just to get the gunk off, because you know it's hard to like pat dry something that has like all the mucus shit on it. But I also don't care what other people do. I'm not very like, I know some people are like haters about like, wait, do you have your grits sweet or salty? Like I don't give a shit. But what about you?
I don't wash my chicken. I could see the value in it, but I also think that maybe you're washing away some of the yumminess. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Potentially.
Totally. I think the, you know, the juice gives it a little extra flavor, but I know a lot of people, like you were saying, it is very controversial because people do be hating.
Like, you didn't wash your chicken or you did wash your chicken. Yeah. It's very controversial.
Yeah. And I don't, like, whatever makes you feel most comfortable, whatever makes you want to eat your food, like, you should fucking do it.
Exactly.
I don't care. But I'm with you. I usually don't wash it.
Yeah, but Eddie does. So you see, or like Bobby, I don't remember who does, but somebody washes the chicken. And I was like, interesting.
He did, yeah.
And then after you see Eddie being like, oh my God, cooking, he goes to school and there's all this hullabaloo over what classes everybody's going to take. Yeah. And you see Eddie looking at the board and he sees home economics and cooking and he's like, oh my God. And you can tell he really wants to sign up for that. But then his friends are like, no, we got to sign up for computer science because, and this is a lie, they're like, you play video games for your homework.
It's like, no, you don't, bro.
No, you don't. That's not what computer science is at all.
You're like typing and like, what do they do in computer science? I don't even know.
Back then, it was like, typing, learning how to save a document.
Right.
Learning how to open a document.
Yeah. And like secretly going on MySpace. That's what we used to do.
I used to play a lot of Math Storm.
Yo, I love Math Storm. You know what? You could still find it online for free. Hazen and I did recently.
Did you beat it?
Yeah.
Okay, is it really easy now? Because I could never beat it as a tot.
It's the math is easy, but it's still like, that doesn't ruin the game. It's still so fun.
I don't even think I lost on the math. I think it was like hard. Like things would fucking ice you. Literally. Because it was a 10.
No, but it, like the music is really calming and like... We should play it.
Okay, I have replayed Oregon Trail somewhat recently, and I beat it for once, and I was like, oh.
You know, I never played Oregon Trail.
Wow.
That was never something or at least I didn't. I feel like that was something that people in Gate did. Like
it was
the special
on all our
program.
Computers.
Not at my school.
Boo. It was like Math Storm. It was like Math Storm, Oregon Trail. I I think that was it.
Yeah. Math Storm we didn't play at school either. That was something that we just bought at home for our computer. Yeah.
Nice. It was educational.
It was.
It was more educational than Oregon Trail. I don't know how they got away with like buying Oregon Trail for educational purposes.
All I remember is like dysentery. That's
Yeah.
like what most people died of or whatever.
It's very hard to beat. I guess the educational value is like being a pioneer fucking sucked.
Yeah.
But like you don't need to tell me that twice.
Yeah, it's like,
I believe you.
Yeah, they have wagons and they're on the fucking
No
heat.
convincing necessary.
No, like what the fuck? Of course it's not fucking great. Why'd you have to make a game out of this shit?
But that being said, I was happy it was on the computer, but I always drowned in the goddamn river.
That was, I didn't even know that was a
Yeah, you have to cross 2 rivers. I think it's like the Mississippi and then the something else. Colorado, maybe?
Probably.
That makes sense. Geography is not my strong suit.
Me neither. I'm like, no. That I want to play that actually. I bet there's an online version that I could.
Yeah, that's how I played. It was totally free. Some kind soul put it on the internet for
One
free.
day we'll do the Oregon Trail and Math Storm combo platter.
But on home economics, I was like, why is it called home economics?
That's what it's been called since literally what, like the 1950s? It's always been called that.
Do you think it used to be more about like finances and then it turned into like cooking?
Do you think it was, well, I think it was like an all-girl class. Mm-hmm. So I'm not with...
The only thing I can think of is like they were teaching the girls like how to be thrifty. So it's like home economics, like how to make your dollar stretch or whatever.
I think that, I mean, I guess that would make sense because what else could that mean, you know?
Yeah, it's got to be that. But anyways, I thought that was interesting that I never thought about. There's a lot of shaky cam used throughout this movie to like signal that things are chaotic, which I love because it's like such a cheap trick. Like the kids are stampeding to sign up for the class. And it's like, whoa, shaky cam.
You and I noticed the same exact things
Really?
because I was like, it's like a gorilla like shot. Like it was, and they didn't really use it a whole lot in the movie. They used it, like you said, in a couple parts. But I was like, this is really cool. I love the way that they filmed that.
Yeah, I was like, love that. Like, just go all in. Be very obvious with it.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
I also have the note that this school really needs to find a better way for kids to sign up for things. Because it was like a full war
It's like
zone.
Lord of the Flies.
Kids were being like trampled and suffocated. It's not good.
Straight up.
But it is at this point where Eddie pulls his little trickaroni to get his friends signed up for home economics. And they're like, oh no, you're so dumb. And he's like, yeah, I guess I'm just a real dummy.
He's like, sorry.
And then he's like, evil laugh.
But that's dope that he signed them all up for that, though. Mm-hmm. That would be fun.
That would be fun. And you get to the classroom, and I fucking loved the teacher.
She is a sassy, dope bitch. I love her.
I think she's the best actress in the whole movie. Actor, right? You don't say
Actor.
actress anymore.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
She's the best actor in the whole movie.
I completely agree. She's so good. She's also in a couple other things that now I can't remember, but yeah, she's really dope. She's really funny. Like some of her like quick one-liners, I'm like, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Where she's like, Brooke or whatever, like, you're scaring everyone. And me.
And me. Okay. She would just say things under her breath. Like, she's like, oh, is that why people don't like me? Because I like to cook? She's like, oh, no, there's plenty of other reasons. Anyway. Like,
yeah, she's such a bad bitch. And she's, like, always casually bragging about how she was, like, a semi-finalist at this, like, cooking competition. And she's like, they still talk about my recipe.
Yeah, 30 years later, my triple berry tart.
Yes, she's so cool.
She's so cool. I love her, too. I would have loved her as a teacher.
Okay, I don't remember what I wrote this about, but I said Eddie might be deeply stupid. Whole family, actually.
Okay, the brothers, unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Oh, you know what? I remembered. So it's when he's trying to cook his first concoction. Oh. And he throws like the most disgusting ingredients into a blender and then doesn't put the lid on and then turns it on full blast and he's like, whoa, what's happening? It's making a mess.
Are you talking about the peanut butter jelly thing?
Is that the first thing he makes?
One of the first things he makes. Actually, no.
And then I have, why does he keep trying to make drinks? Like, he wants to think of a recipe for this cooking competition, but he keeps trying to make, like, drinks.
Maybe he's just obsessed with, like, Tropical Smooth.
But I'm like, why would you think that a drink would win you a cooking competition?
But what's funny is
he
won with the fucking sauce.
But he didn't win with the sauce.
Well, not one, but, like, he got in with a sauce.
Yeah, but then he doesn't make it at the end, right?
He doesn't ultimately win, but
irrelevant.
he does get into the competition with only a sauce recipe.
Incredible.
The fucking purple shit.
barbecue goo.
Yeah. So he gets into the competition with that sauce. But I know what you mean, because he's just like, oh, instead of making like a cake or some shit.
Yeah, he's like, I'll just keep making weird ass drinks.
I mean, more power to him. At least he's trying, but it's like, come on, bro. And then his brothers are just on a different level of dumb as fuck.
Oh yeah, because the brother comes in and he like doesn't notice that the whole kitchen is like in shambles. And then doesn't he like eat the sauce?
Okay, this actually looks fucking fuego. I'm not gonna lie.
What does he eat though that has a sauce? Oh, it's the sandwich, right?
It's a peanut butter jelly sandwich, so obviously I'm into it. It has the peanut butter jelly smoothie shit like poured all over it, because it just all like, as you know, it like exploded. And then there were M&Ms for some reason. I don't know where they came out of.
So this brother comes into the kitchen, grabs this disgusting, soggy, covered in goo sandwich with like
I have
M&Ms.
to say, it doesn't look disgusting. Okay.
Takes a bite and is like, it's good. And
then he goes upstairs.
Yeah, and I was like, this whole family is deeply stupid.
I will say, the mom, I was like, you look familiar, bitch. She was in Xenon the Sequel. She was the mom in Xenon the Sequel.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm like, oh, I recognize
that is why she looked familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
She's a baddie, too.
Yeah.
Always accepting.
Always accepting. She's like, I accept you no matter how queer / you like cooking.
She's like, no, let's make that sauce.
Yes. And then so Eddie's like back in class. He's made the sauce. But then something happens where it's like he's almost outed. And so he starts a food fight to distract everybody. Mm-hmm. And sad face, I've never been in a food fight. Have you?
Yes.
And the Cupcake Wars.
Yes, Cupcake Wars. And I actually I hit up one of my childhood best friends who went to my elementary school with me. When I was in the middle of watching the movie, because I was like, I would love to get like a voice note from someone who was in the Cupcake War.
Oh yeah, did you? But
she never responded back to me. We're cool though. I think she's probably just busy. But if I ever get confirmation from her, I'm gonna play it for y'all, because I know she was there in my heart, and I got mad detention for starting that Cupcake War, for sure.
But it was just cupcakes? It was no other food?
It was baked goods, because it was a bake sale. And so everyone had like a couple treats. And I don't remember what happened. It was like one of my bullies said something to me. And so I threw something at him, and he threw something at me. And then, yeah, it was on. It was on like Donkey Kong. Deserved it. It was really fun. But he didn't get detention. I did.
It looks so fun. And like, they did such a good filming. And I feel like that's such a staple of kids' movies, like the epic food fight. And so I was like, I've never been in one.
Someday. We'll
Maybe there's still time. There's still
I
time.
think there is.
And I noted, how is Eddie still alive after what he did to his mom's kitchen? Or the home ec kitchen?
It seems like he just like bounces.
He just leaves it. And I'm like, you would be fucking dead.
I would be iced if I fucking did anything like that in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I have Princess Lady is his beard. Oh, it's Princess, the Prince for Christmas lady.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Yeah. So yeah, she's like his beard, like she's covering him. She's like, Eddie's not weird for liking cooking. It's me.
Yeah, and she's like, it's my mom's recipe for the sauce. But it's because she understands. They're both beards for each other, low-key.
True, because, yeah, you're right, because she's like, I like baseball. My mom wants me to be a fucking cheerleader.
Exactly. And you know what? Actually, in high school, these two people are out, so I can like talk about. I won't say their names or anything, but I knew a couple in high school who were beards for each other. They were both gay.
So smart.
And they couldn't, and they were both, I mean, even back then it was like very clearly they were gay, but like no one said anything, but they were beards for each other. So they like were best friends. They acted like they were dating. They would like kiss in the hallway and like hold hands and sit next to each other on band trips. And then as soon as the light went out on the bus, they would switch and go to like that people that they actually had crushes on. It was so cute. And it was just like an unwritten thing. Like we were all just like, okay.
Like they have a weird relationship.
Yeah, I'm like, but more power to them. But yeah, very smart, very cool. It reminded me of them, actually. Yeah.
But then the home ec teacher like totally outs Eddie in front of the whole cast anyway. And she's like, Eddie entered the cooking competition. And I was like,
I know she was just so excited, but like, come on, babes.
Yeah.
Read the room.
Right. Like you can't just be spreading that business like that.
At least be like, I was going to announce it to the class. Is it cool if I, no, bitch, what?
It's not cool. All right.
Oh.
Genuinely sad when they ripped his certificate.
Me too.
Eddie got this like cute little certificate saying he got into the cooking competition, and his brothers, right?
Yes.
Totally ripped it. Evil
idiots.
bros.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, queer bullying, not cool. I thought the hater friend looked a little bit like young Shea with like the very bright blue eyes and like the dark hair
Very
and the cherubic face. I was like,
you know what's funny?
Aw.
I also was like, there's a part of me, I see myself in this kid because he's just like an angry, like funny, tiny guy. And I was like, that's like how I was when I was a kid. Yeah. Although I wasn't homophobic, okay?
No. And when he's like, when he gets excited and it's like, that looks like the little Shea that I met.
And what's so funny is I had a crush on him when I was young. So basically it was just.
You're in love with yourself. We love to see it. We love to see it.
Hilarious.
Okay. There's a scene where like Eddie's doing his like Eye of the Tiger montage to get ready for the cooking competition, and he's like learning how to actually cook things.
Yeah.
And they have this incredibly graphic like turkey gut scene. Did you clock that?
No, I didn't clock it.
They're like ripping like entrails out of these turkeys, and they're like holding it, like, bleh, and it's like a long scene. And I was like, why are they showing this?
I don't know why I didn't
This
notice
is like
that.
insanely graphic.
No, I guess I was just like.
It was like a horror movie for like 3 seconds of this movie, inexplicably.
And his mom brings up another time where he's reaching up a chicken to
ungut
it. So I guess that's just like a.
It's like a weird thing that kept coming up.
Maybe they just brought that up because that's like a real part of when you start learning how to cook. You're like, well, you're gonna have to get your hands dirty. It's not just all like a little bit of flour and a pinch of salt. It's like sometimes you get a little literally bloody, you know?
Yeah, and you hold blood and guts of a turkey. It was so
Dead
gross.
ass.
I was really surprised.
Yeah.
And I say, I don't know if you can food fight twice because there's another food fight scene. There are 2 food fight scenes in this 85-minute long movie, and it did feel like a little bit of like a. This movie's only 80 minutes. We need to at least get it to 85. Put in another food fight scene.
I love it.
It just happened again.
Yep.
In basically the same way.
And in what other movie are you gonna get 2 fucking food fights? That's never gonna happen.
There's usually a 1 food fight per movie rule. This movie was not concerned about that.
No, they're like, fuck off.
I said home ec teacher is the Lady Gaga of the film because she is guiding him on his queer journey.
I was like, how is she going to connect these two? Okay, that makes sense.
And then I have in quotes, it's gay to eat cookies, because I think at one point they were like making fun of him for like eating cookies.
Yeah, his best friend, DB, was just like, someone's like, where's Eddie? He's like, making cookies. Like,
oh,
shut
yeah.
The fuck
and
up,
I was like,
DB.
oh, no.
Fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Little me.
I really dig the groundhog logo.
Me too. And you know what? I was thinking about it because their middle school colors are the same as our middle school colors.
Maroon and silver.
Maroon and silver, baby. So cute.
I said that his eggplant parm is Droolsville.
Yo, eggplant parm lasagna.
It owns.
That is so smart. I want to try that. I've never had eggplant parm.
Sounds so good. Really?
Yeah, I want to make it. No, I'm going to make it very soon. I've actually been thinking about it a lot.
Hell
so this
yeah.
movie confirmed. I was like, this is a sign. I
It's
need
got
to make
so
it.
many yummy things in it, you know? Marinara, fried anything, mozzarella. It's so good.
Oh, I miss Italy just in this moment.
Oh, it is a fun place. Lots of good food.
Anyway, go ahead.
And so, okay, so Eddie's like struggling with his like dual life. And so I don't know how long this day is in DCOMville because the big day has come. It's their final match against their rival baseball team. So that's going on. Meanwhile, the cooking competition is also going on. So Eddie gets fully dressed in his baseball uniform, but then he goes to the cooking stage and he's like, oh, hey, look, my name's on this cool cooking station. And Bobby fucking Flay comes over and he's like, hey, I've heard a lot about you for no reason. And like, I'm so excited to see you cook. And Eddie straight up to this man's face is like, oh, I'm not doing it. I've got to go play baseball. I just like wanted to see the place. So bye. And Bobby Flay's just like, okay, cool. We'll definitely keep your station open. Foreshadowing.
Yep. I loved it too because Bobby Flay seemed so, and you know what? Bobby Flay probably had heard of him because he was the only boy in the competition. So he's just like, oh, maybe there's a little me I see in him, twinkle in my eye.
And he does look like me, literally.
Yeah, he's like, maybe this is like me from the past, or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and so then they introduced that this is like a timed cooking competition, and that they only have like, I want to say that they only have like 3 hours to do. Two. Okay, so time works even more strangely in DCOM land. They only have 2 hours to do this whole thing, and they have to like use certain ingredients to make this dish, and like it's the whole thing, and everybody has like teams helping them to bring everything over the finish line. So that all gets established. Eddie goes to the baseball game. He's playing. Everybody's watching the cooking competition on like a little TV in the dugout in the meantime, which seems like kind of rude to do because he's not there.
It was also like one of those, I don't know if I'm even using the proper terminology. It was like one of those iMacs that had like the clear back with the like the colored clear plastic or whatever, like the Game Boys.
Yeah, that was big in the 90s and 2000s.
I was like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not clear how they were able to get this weird, obscure cooking show beamed to their tiny, tiny television, but they're all in the dugout watching it while they're playing.
Disney magic.
And then Eddie's just like, oh, like wistfully looking at it. And then it seems to me like an hour or more into the baseball game, his dad throws a fit to get himself thrown out of the game.
Like, you could have literally just
left. You could have just left, bro. But he's like, I'm going to do a whole, like, weird thing where I'm rude to this umpire for no reason. I was like, why you got to ruin this guy's day for your own bullshit?
Because he's a fucking misogynist.
Yeah, he's a loser. But he, like, makes this whole scene, gets himself thrown out of the game, and then he's like, well, Eddie, I guess we got to go do the cooking competition.
Like, you fucking moron. Well, Eddie leaves first.
Oh, you're right. But what
still
makes Eddie leave first again? Like, what's the catalyst?
So what happens is that homegirl, his beard, is talking to DB and Frankie, Orlando Brown's character, and they're all just like talking about like, no, Eddie needs to stay here because like, what if like we need to win the game and we need him to win the game, and then it kind of became a, why does he have to be here to...
Oh yeah, they pull another like plot, like they pretend to be like, get out of here, Eddie, we don't want you, and he's like winking like, oh, okay,
yeah,
like I'll get out of town then.
Yeah, they all like make it seem like, yeah, we don't want you, we want to win without you, and then they're like, go on.
And yeah, it's very like wink wink nod nod subterfuge. Okay, yeah, you're right. So Eddie leaves, but then he's like struggling by himself, so then the dad makes this weird subplot to leave, even though he could just fucking leave. And so he goes to help Eddie, and that's when it's revealed that he can crack an egg with one hand, which is like, and they never explain it, and they never revisit it. But again, I think it's all part of the queer allegory.
I think so too.
And so somehow, despite losing all of the time, they still manage to like cook this huge ass meal, and they like get it in just under the wire. The big climax is that they have to use chocolate in the meal, and Eddie's like, I don't know how we're going to do that. But then he makes mole sauce, which is how I learned that it had chocolate in it. I did not realize that.
I only knew that because of me being friends with Yami, and, one of my best friends is Mexican. So she taught me that like years ago, and I was like, how the, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, like I've eaten mole, but I never knew. Never knew.
I've never eaten mole in my life. I just know what it is. Pretty crazy. So
that's how he pulls it off. But then, dun, he loses. He doesn't lose bad, though. He's like second place, right?
They never really said what his place was, but at the end, what was cool was Orlando Brown, in a very Shea move, like goes up to Bobby Flay and is just like, just so you know, Eddie's the best cook in here. Like, so aggressive.
That is a Shea move.
And then Bobby Flay's like, and he was like, I don't know, he says something like, he's not a loser, he should be a winner. And then Bobby Flay's like, why don't you take a look at your friend? Take a look at him. And then he takes a look, and Eddie's like celebrating with his friends, and like they're all proud of him, and he's proud of them for winning the game. And he's like, he looks like a winner to me. And I was like,
yeah, I wrote, love Orlando, the ally. Like, it seems like Orlando comes, like, he's way more accepting.
The whole time.
It's like at the end he realizes, like, this is what my friend wants to do, and I'm going to support him no matter what.
The whole time he's just like, he likes it. Who cares? Yeah.
Oh, one other note I have from the Cookoff places. So the lady ends up being in the Christmas Prince movies. They have a shared universe with a Vanessa Hudgens Christmas movie.
Right.
Which is Princess Switch.
Yes.
And in that movie, there's a very similar cook-off with those, like, exact cooking stations.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I was like, this is a lot
maybe
of,
it's
like,
the same, well,
crossovers.
I was going to say, maybe it's the same set, but also that's in New Zealand. But maybe they film in New Zealand.
But yeah, the universe I think is called Aldovia, and I was like, cooking place from Aldovia.
Oh my god!
It all ties together. So maybe Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off is in the Christmas Prince universe, and this is like the prequel.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Mind blown.
Yeah.
That's great. And the director, like I said, he may or may not have like co-produced or something High School Musical 2, which Vanessa Hudgens was in. Okay. And he directed this movie.
Wow. If you have Wikipedia editing powers, please go into the Princess, Prince, whatever the fuck it's called, Christmas Prince. Anyway, go in there, edit it. Please put in that Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off is a prequel, and I'll love you forever.
Yeah, we'll shout you out on the next step when you do it.
Screenshot it if you do it.
Exactly. Fucking sick.
Also have that, like you were saying, like Hannah also has her own like bearding stuff she's going through. She kind of comes out to her mom in a way and is like, I'm not a cheerleader. I actually love baseball. And her mom was like super cool about it.
And that's what made Eddie's dad so chill. Because he saw that happen. He's just like, oh, that's probably how I should be as a fucking cool, supportive dad.
Right? And then I have very strange ending scene, but I can't actually remember what it was. Do you remember?
Yeah, the ending scene was they all were leaving to have like a little pizza party action, his whole baseball team and himself. They're like walking out of the little kitchen competition situation. And Bridget, who, by the way, don't know what accent she has, but I know it's for sure not American. Mm-hmm. Maybe German or something?
Maybe.
Something like Swedish? Some shit. I don't know. Can't clock it.
She's a little blonde lady.
Yeah, some blonde lady. But she's just like, wait, what about me? I won. I'm hungry too. I want food. And he's just like, come on. And so she runs next to him, and then she kind of like hands him the trophy, so they're both holding the trophy. So it's kind of like they both won. And then it ends.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought that was strange. It sounds adorable.
It seems low-key abrupt. Like there's no saying what he's gonna end up doing. Like, you know, if he's gonna focus a little bit more on cooking or not. Like they never really say anything. The dad just is kind of like, you have lots of time to figure it out. So which is basically like, please play baseball. You have time to still play baseball. In my opinion.
Maybe this was another example of them just having too short of a runtime and they're like, we need one more scene. And like, let's bring that Bridget chick back in here real quick to be like, what about me? Because it's like, why end the movie on her?
I know.
She's a very minor character.
I know. I mean...
by the way, for those of you who have not seen it, this is like his cooking rival, who's like a very intense lady who's like all about cooking, and she ends up winning.
Yeah, she did end up winning, but like the teacher said, our baddie home ec teacher, she was like, she doesn't have the heart, she doesn't have the instincts, and I felt that. It felt very regimented, not about feel, which is what cooking is all about, baby. Anyway.
Love it.
I'm very passionate about this, obviously.
No, I love it. Well, that's the last of my notes. Do you have any other thoughts you want to share before we move on to trivia?
I might have some more notes. Oh, I wrote, Bobby Flay once said in one of his shows that his favorite food was chocolate chicken, and that's why Eddie ended up making that at the end of the movie.
Oh my God, I love that.
So that's like a secret little nugget. I wrote, full of sexist stereotypes, 2 food fights, Flavor Town.
So much flavor. From Bobby Slay.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe that's his next step, is he's going to go to Flavor Town.
Was he as sexy as you remembered?
Bobby Flay? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You know what I think it is? It's his accent.
That like hardcore Boston accent.
It is his fucking Boston or whatever accent it is. I love East Coast American accents so fucking much. Like a New York fucking accent. A Boston accent. Like I love, or even like a Philly accent. Loves it. Anyway.
All right, that explains it.
That does.
Because I was like, he looks young, but I think he looks like better now.
I think so too. I mean, yeah, I agree. And it definitely wasn't about looks. It's literally about kind of his attitude. Kind of has like a New Yorker, East Coaster attitude. Like, get the fuck out of here. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Fuck you. I'm a cook. Whatever. Fuck off. But it's his accent for sure. I figured it out.
And he's so supportive in this movie. He's not like rude at all.
Yeah, which is good because I've heard that he can be a little rude actually.
Chefs, I mean, kitchen is not a overly kind environment from my experiences.
Very stressful. Like some of the most stressful experiences of my entire life.
And I feel like it's established, unfortunately, that people can just like scream and take their anger out on people in the kitchen.
Like Gordon Ramsay, bro. No.
It's a toxic culture.
Not cute.
I'm like, what you're doing is not more stressful than like a doctor per se. So like, there's lots of stressful jobs.
No one should be yelling.
You shouldn't
at other
yell at people. Exactly. To be
like, you can be like stern or be very like, hey, we need to get this done now. But like, why call people an idiot sandwich or like a cunt, whatever? Like,
and like screaming.
Yeah, like why? What's the what? Why? Like
fucking fine, bro. Relax.
Yeah. Fucking chill, take a Xanax, bro.
That's why I don't like watching like these dramatic cooking shows. I'm just like, calm the fuck down. You are so rude. I don't think it's funny. I think you're an asshole.
I wish I didn't love them, but I'm so intrigued. Like that's like one of the main reality shows I watch is like any cooking show. I love them.
But can we get like a counter narrative where it's like the super fucking nice cook who's like very sweet to everybody? Like that could be a thing.
Well, it's like what is it called? The Great British Bake Off or whatever. Mm-hmm. They're all so sweet to each other. They're all so cute. Have you ever watched it before?
No, but now that I'm talking about this, I think there probably is a gendered component. Like, I wonder if because cooking is seen as feminine, male chefs, overcompensate by being really, like, aggressive and aggro, whereas baking is seen as a feminine thing, and it's, like, more like, oh, like, we're just making things to make people happy.
Yeah, and I guess, like, the difference between the baking show, because it's also, like, British. Well, actually, I was going to say.
Because Gordon Ramsay's British, right?
Yeah, but I guess, like, their environment, they're, like, in a like cotton tent in like a middle of like a grassy beautiful field. It looks like they're like in Scotland or some shit like that. It's like gorgina and it always looks like misty and like dewy. And then you like fast forward to Gordon Ramsay in a fucking hellhole kitchen, like sweating, yelling at people like with fish bones in a pot and shit. So I guess, yeah, I mean, it's unacceptable. It's just unacceptable, and it's part of the culture, but it shouldn't be. And I'm hoping that things are changing because it just shouldn't be happening. Speaking of cooking shows, there's a new show called The Bear. Have you heard of it?
The Bear, no.
It's on Hulu, and it is so good. Matty Matheson, who's one of my favorite chefs of all time, he's a Canadian fat tattooed king who I love so much. But he is a part of the show. He's a producer, so like all of their lingo and like their recipes and the way that they talk is like very accurate. I've worked in many kitchens before, so like hearing how they talk to each other is really cool because it's super accurate. But also, like, it is a little hectic here and there, but like the main dude in the show, he worked in like all the best kitchens in the world, like French cuisines in like New York and Chicago, but he starts working at this like little hole in the wall place, and he calls everyone in there chef because he just wants to show them the respect that he never got. And I'm like, yes, that's how we need to change it from the inside, bitch.
There you go. I like that he's holding up a different model.
Me too. He's like, fuck that. I was like bullied within an inch of my life because of these fucking chefs.
They're so mean.
They're so mean. They're like, why are you even alive? Like, I've heard people say crazy shit in kitchens, and I'm like, you are nobody. How dare you?
Yeah,
like,
what the also fuck like, we're just trying to make some food.
You're like,
all right.
He's making a chicken sandwich. Fuck off. Like what is wrong with you?
Chill, bro.
Anyway, overall, I mean,
10 out of 10.
5 whisks out of 5.
Hell yeah.
I loved it very much. I can't wait to do more DCOMs because they're just such a delight and they just remind me of such good times.
Yeah, it's fun to watch like a low budget, like simple movie. Not everything has to be like goddamn Inception, all right?
No, and nothing will be like Inception on the show. I don't think.
Probably not. But do we want to close on some trivia?
I would love to.
I think we've already gone over a lot of these trivia questions. Okay. This one was a hard one to make trivia questions just because like not that much happens. And like some of the questions that I thought was like, you're never going to remember that because why would you? So I did my best. All right. Question 1. What is the name of Eddie's team?
The Groundhogs.
Ding, ding, ding. Nailed it. Number 2. What did Eddie's friends think they were signing up for?
Computer science.
Ding, ding, ding. Another one we haven't talked about. 3. What is the name of Eddie's most popular concoction?
Well, there's the Eddie dog.
That was the answer.
Okay.
We've literally done all of these. Who won the cook-off?
Bridget.
What's her last name? This is a little subplot.
She's like, oh, fuck my life. I know, because everyone always pronounces it wrong. Bridget?
Starts with an S?
Is it Simons.
Yes,
right?
and they always say Bridget Simmons. She goes, it's Simons.
Yes, okay. Thank you for the clue.
This is the hardest one I have on this list, and it's also the last question.
Okay.
What does Eddie say about carrots?
Oh, well, first of all, he says he hates chopping vegetables. Oh, he's like, was it in the scene where he's like angry and he's like gonna quit cooking? They're talking about julienning.
Yeah, and he's holding up the carrot, and he says something about carrots in general.
He's like, no matter what, it's a carrot, but I don't remember.
Yeah, he says it's a carrot. No matter what you do to it, it's still gonna taste like a carrot,
Yeah.
which I disagree with. But that's what
I
he says
disagree
about
with
carrots.
it too.
You can bake those in some brown sugar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, no, babes. Even the way that you chop it, it will like low key taste different to your mouth. Your mouth will experience something different based on the shape and the texture, and you're just an uncultured swine, Eddie.
Fucking wrong, Eddie.
You don't know dick about carrots, brah.
So shit. We're like, we really need to change the toxic cooking culture.
Oh,
and
no.
5 seconds later, we're like, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot sandwich.
The call is coming from inside the house.
And who made me a fucking queen of culinary bullshit? Like, no.
Shay and I would like to issue a formal apology to Eddie and all those we may have harmed with our unkind language about carrots.
We're so sorry. Take this time to apologize sincerely.
We're going to do better.
We hope that you'll forgive us. Maybe someday.
Well, I think that's it.
I think
Should
so
we
too,
talk
because
about
I
our
tried to
next
find
movie?
a quiz. I couldn't find one.
Yeah, I got a feeling a quiz would be wrong. What if we found, like, what baseball food are you? Do you think that's a quiz?
Oh, I'm sure. Or like stadium something. Oh, that's a great idea. You're so smart.
Always thinking about tasty snacks.
That's my wife, you guys. Always thinking about tasty snacks.
Wow, there's no what baseball food are you quiz.
What?
Wait, no, I didn't type in the word quiz. That seems essential. Okay, so this is pick your favorite ballpark snacks, and we'll guess your favorite MLB team. Should we do this one?
Okay.
Okay.
I just to FYI, I'm not a sporty spice, so I probably won't even recognize what this team is. But okay, let's go.
We'll look at their mascot and
Cool.
make decisions based on that.
Sounds good.
What kind of bun do you want for your burger? Sourdough, pumpernickel, brioche, or potato?
Potato for sure.
Hell yeah. What kind of meat do you want for your burger? Angus, Impossible Burger, Kobe beef, turkey.
Turkey.
Wow. What condiment do you insist on putting on your burger? Mustard, hoisin, ketchup, mayo.
Ketchup. Extra ketchup.
Oh. What toppings do you want on your burger? American cheese, sauteed onions, a thick slice of tomato, or lettuce. You can only choose
I can only pick one?
Mm-hmm.
You know, as much as I love American cheese, I'd probably say sauteed onion.
Wow, you fancy.
Not even, I just like,
No,
it
you
adds
are.
something so
You're fancy.
fucking good. You're like,
No, you're fancy bitch. What kind of sausage do you want for your hot dog? This is a similar question to the meat question, but let's go with it.
do it.
Local all beef, a not dog, a Hebrew national, or an I don't mind.
I don't, I mean, any, like the cheapest one usually tastes the best to me, to be honest. Yeah.
What kind of bun do you want for your hot dog? One that's dyed black with squid ink? No bun, thanks. Toasted potato bun. Gluten-free, please.
Potato, always.
A lot of overlap in these questions. HowStuffWorks.com. What condiment do you adorn your hot dog with? Sriracha, wasabi, bacon bits, Russian dressing.
Russian dressing. Yum.
How do you take your beer? I bring a growler. I buy a bottle. I prefer it draft. However it's stored, I just want a plastic cup.
However would be the coldest, so probably draft, I imagine. Okay.
Def.
Draft.
Okay. What imaginary beer name appeals to you? Iron Hills Brew, Dragon Skull Lager, Highlanders Brewery, or Sky High Suds?
feel like I have to say Highlander, but I'm going to go Sky High Suds.
Sky High
That
Suds.
sounds a little bit more stonery.
How many questions is this? Sorry. Oh my god.
Okay.
No, there's like...
Oh my god.
Okay, let's keep going. And maybe we'll skip my portion because this is insane.
No fucking way. You guys don't see this, but Stacy has been scrolling for 1,000 years.
I'm shook.
That is insane. How many? No.
This is too long. This is like a 50-question quiz. I'm gonna bail on this.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, just so you guys know, I will always take like the cheapest version of things typically, and that's always the most delicious to me. So,
yeah, there is another one about whether ballpark foods are real or fake. Which is...
Wait, let me go to BuzzFeed. I feel like their questionnaires are always very...
Sorry, y'all. We did not plan ahead. Clearly.
It's all good. Let's do BuzzFeed a food quiz.
Okay.
Let's just do that. And
Baseball
we'll see
food
what pops
quiz?
up. Yeah, let me type in baseball. Baseball food quiz, baby. Oh, go to a baseball game and we'll... Wait, no. Eat some meals and we'll tell you which sport you should play.
Okay.
Okay.
I strayed too far from BuzzFeed. I was
That's
not...
okay.
I truly, in my dizziest daydreams, did I picture a 50
Yeah, in
question
what world?
quiz
In
about
what world?
baseball.
That doesn't make sense. Okay. For some reason, my phone is being a little suspect.
BuzzFeed will not lead us astray.
They will not. Their quizzes are always on point. I love them.
And there was
Okay.
a reasonable length.
What's for breakfast, my dear? Cereal, pancakes, eggs, fruit, a bagel, just coffee for me, thanks.
A bagel.
I knew it. What about some lunch? Pizza, a sandwich, mac and cheese, lo mein, salad, or I skip lunch actually, which I know is not you.
Oh, I'm really torn. Between pizza and mac and cheese. Let's do mac and cheese.
Okay. How about a midday snack? They know us very well. Popcorn, chips, candy, fruit, cheese and crackers, or no thanks.
Popcorn.
Yes, baby.
Oh, I love popcorn.
Time for dinner. What are you having? Baked potato, steak, veggie stir fry, pizza, burger, or nothing? I'm really, really full already.
Okay, you cannot have just a baked potato for dinner. That's heinous. Out of all that, I'm mad hungry right now. I want a fucking steak.
That sounds fucking sexy. Finally, what would you like for dessert? Cake, cookies, pie, ice cream, or a smoothie?
Oh God, can you read those one more time?
Yeah. Cake, cookies, pie, ice cream, or a smoothie?
Pie is speaking to me tonight.
Let's see. Soccer.
Oh, I used to play soccer as a tot.
You're extremely good looking,
Oh,
agile,
wow.
and smart.
And they really know me.
You've also got a passion for world affairs and love to travel.
Okay.
They know you too well. This is a
BuzzFeed.
little scary. Okay.
I was just kidding at first, but now I'm worried. Okay.
Just click on it
Time
again.
for
Celebrate with friends.
shizzle. Okay, what's for brekkie? Cereal, pancakes, eggs, fruit, a bagel, or just coffee?
Eggs.
Eggs.
Eggs and toast.
Oh, that's a good ass combo, especially if it's toasted sourdough and hella buttery.
I'm not a huge sourdough fan. I like sourdough, but I would just go with a nice like Texas toast, white bread, some shit like that.
Okay, for lunch, do you want pizza, sandwich, mac and cheese, lo mein, salad, or I skip lunch?
Sandwich.
Sammy. Okay, how about a midday snack? We got popcorn, chips, candy, fruit, cheese and crackers, or no thanks?
Chips or fruit, but I'm going to go with chips. That seems more likely.
Time for dinner. What are you having? A baked potato, steak, veggie stir fry, pizza, burger, or nothing? I'm really, really full.
I would also go with steak.
Yeah. Finally, what would you like for dessert? Cake, cookies, pie, ice cream, smoothie, or nothing? I'm good.
I'm a big pie fan, but I don't know. It's either like ice cream or pie. Usually I have a combo, but
Some
I'll say pie. I always like a good pie.
Pie. You got basketball.
Yes.
You're tall, lanky, and strategic. You're meant to play basketball.
No, I'm none of those things.
Also,
but,
why is this one somewhat shorter than the soccer one?
But also, like, weirdly enough, though, I did play basketball, like, after, like, at the end of high school and after high school.
Nice.
Jamie and I played with a couple dudes from, like,
The block?
school days. Yeah, dudes from the block. We actually did pretty good, honestly. We had a lot of fun. I want to get back into it. But that's
well,
cool.
if I get this cool house I'm interested in, they have a basketball court in the neighborhood.
Oh my
Dude, they have a basketball court, 2 tennis courts. You know how much I love tennis.
Hell yeah.
And 2 pools.
When was the last time? Have you played tennis for a while or no?
It's pre-pandemic for sure.
I would love to play tennis with you.
I love playing tennis.
I took tennis lessons when I was a kid. Did you know that?
No,
Yeah.
I got 2 rackets. We're good.
Oh my God.
Holding hands, you can't see, but it's cute.
Tennis for the rest of our lives. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up.
Wow, thanks for another great episode, Shay.
Thank you, Stacy, for your brilliance and your just like everything that you said about the movie just tickled me, and you always just make me smarter.
I aim to tickle.
I aim to tickle your pickle baby.
Oh no. So next up, we're gonna go in a radically different direction from Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
Yeah, what's the next one?
The Sandlot, which is a way more serious one.
You guys, this is one of my all-time favorite movies ever in my life. I've watched it more than like 1,000 times probably.
That's incredible.
So I cannot wait to feast on this movie yet again. I haven't watched it for a little while, so I can't wait.
Yeah,
You've watched it before, right?
Yes, many times
Cool.
as well. Not 1,000, but like a lot.
Cool. Well, then we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll watch The Sandlot next. We're also gonna in July premiere our bonus content for Patreon subscribers.
That's right.
It will be an episode just for y'all, you know, paying people to help us go to Shrekfest / The Last Blockbuster. Again, no pressure, but our fates are in your hands. Just think about that.
And if you're not worried, if you're wondering where you can find all that info, if you don't have us on Instagram, you can add us at Blockbuster Wives. And in our bio, there's a link to our link tree, and it has all the links to everything that you could need, but specifically our Patreon. So
And the Gmail is blockbusterwives@gmail.com if you got any questions, comments, concerns.
yeah, we should probably like maybe open up the floor next episode for a little questionnaire, maybe a couple questions. We'll post it on our Instagram and see if you guys have anything you want to ask. So feel free to ask us there, or you can always email us, like we said, at blockbusterwives@gmail.com.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
We really would. But thank you guys. We love you so much. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.